Monday morning, 7th of April 2025, and after a long wait, thanks in part to Donald Trump's tariffs, we've been waiting since August. We are picking up our brand new VisionRV Caravan. Car's loaded up. It is a beautiful day outside. Not a single cloud to be seen, which is nice because the last 2 to 3 months there's been so much rain here in the southeast corner of Queensland. It's just so nice to see the sun out today. So we're heading up to VisionRV. They're going to spend 2 to 3 hours with us to go through the van and do the handover. And then we are going to be driving all the way back down to Kingscliff on the Gold Coast, or just south of the Gold Coast, to spend 7 days testing out the new van and hopefully kicking back and relaxing and catching up with some friends and taking some photos, which I'm really looking forward to. Night in the VisionRV went pretty smoothly. We packed the van after arriving here at Kingscliff. I've got up this morning. It's about half an hour before sunrise. It is absolutely gorgeous down here. This is the reason why we live in caravans and we get out in tents and we go camping for views like this. How good is this? Best time of the day is the morning just before sunrise, in my opinion, and this is what I've been greeted with. When we saw the VisionRV for the very first time, there's no doubt we were struck by the artwork on the outside of the caravans that we saw. This is not a requirement, but you can pay a little bit extra for this to actually occur, and we were really excited to do that.
because part of this money actually goes to Indigenous communities within Australia. Amazing artwork. I've always been entranced by the Indigenous artwork around Australia because each area has its unique subtleties, but really wrapped in what we have been able to put on our van, and it will lend itself beautifully as we go around this beautiful countryside.
Been a bit quiet on the photography front the last few mornings. Been pretty cloudy down here, but this morning not too bad. Hoping to get the camera out later today as we head up to Norrie's headland near Kingscliff, just south of Kingscliff. Been there a few times, been a few ospreys and a few other flying birds around, which I'm hoping to go and get some shots of today. So fingers crossed, let's see what it's like.
Well, we're back home. We have had about 4 to 5 weeks since that Kingscliff trip. We came back for a 1 day and then we hooked up the van again and off we went to Bluesfest in Byron Bay. We spent 4 to 5 days camping there with some friends. What a fantastic event. Saw some wonderful musicians. Highly recommend if you have not done that before. We've been home for a few weeks. We've actually done some improvements to the van, and in addition to that, we've had our van professionally weighed, which I highly recommend. We've been able to learn a little bit about the weight distribution for us with this van, and in particular with our vehicle as well that we use to tow. In a few weeks' time, we'll be heading off for a little weekend and then a bigger trip. We're going out to Western Queensland and Western New South Wales on a bit of a hot springs tour in the middle of winter. We'll catch you then.